President Xi Jinping has developed and fostered a close relationship with the people in the U.S. state of Iowa, right in the middle of what is known as America's Heartland. It began in 1985 when Xi Jinping visited this region leading an agricultural delegation from China. He returned in 2012 to this farm on the cusp of becoming the next president of China. At the time, he told the people of this rural farming state, "To me, you are America." In Iowa right now, the corn stalks are tall, and the soybeans are ripening in clusters.
And this is our factory. This is our resource here, this black, highly organic, rich soil.
Grant Kimberly is a sixth-generation farmer.
A couple more rains, these will fill out nicely.
He says Xi's visit to his family farm years ago helped bridge cultural gaps between China and the United States. And he says it was a tremendous learning experience as well.
We're very similar. You know, everybody has the same hopes and dreams and goals to have a better standard of living for their families.
Kimberly says it is hard to overstate the importance of the Chinese president's visit, how it shaped opinions and promoted Chinese trade in the United States.
Exports for soybean industry is critically important, and China is our #1 partner and customer of our soybeans. So yes, 25% of what we grow in the United States for soybeans ends up in China.
President Xi met with Grant, his parents. They exchanged gifts and sipped tea. But Xi came to this farm looking for ways to modernize Chinese farms, make them more productive to help feed a growing nation.
And you can tell President Xi understands a lot about agriculture and understands a lot about farming.
The highlight of this visit was introducing the president to this big John Deere tractor.
My father just said, "Would you like to get up and look and get inside one of these machines?" And he usually had waited for the translator to make it clear. He didn't even wait for the translator, so he understood, and he got right up in it, and you could tell he enjoyed it.
It was this picture that ended up in newspapers and TV news shows around the world. The tractor from that iconic image is still on this farm today. It's no longer in use, but the benefits from President Xi Jinping's visit here continue to blossom.
I think in China, if you follow Chinese politics and particularly foreign policy, you hear the term "old friends."
President Xi and Iowa crossed the threshold of becoming old friends some time ago.
Sometimes I think it's easier to bypass the governments and try to deal with people directly in the two countries.
There are some 2,600 Chinese students attending the University of Iowa, all of whom are well aware of Iowa's ties with Xi.
I'm kind of like the bond between China and United States.
When I do the group work with my American friends and I told them I'm from China, like they help me a lot and maybe ask me a lot of things about China. I think that will be good for the people-to-people relationship.
It is people-to-people exchanges that President Xi has long envisioned as one of the best ways to strengthen the bonds between China and the United States.
So if the two countries get a good relationship, it's going to be a benefit for not only the two countries and also people around the world.
This is the agriculture region.
There's a map in the Kimberly basement. Each pin shows where he and his father have visited on trade missions.
Oh, I learn something new every time I go to China. It's a vastly big country, a lot of diversity throughout the country.
Kimberly and his family take the relationship, the friendship, if you will, with President Xi as a challenge.
We have to take that responsibility and develop it and grow it and hopefully help the entire United States relationship that way with China.
Sean Caleb's, CGTN, Maxwell, Iowa.